All right, let's kick off today's deep dive. Ready to unpack some serious strategies for growing your email list in 2025?
Absolutely. Always exciting to see what's working in the ever-changing world of email.
We're diving deep into a blog post from blogwidow.com. It's called Grow Your Email List Fast in 2025, a beginner's guide published just yesterday, February 9th, 2025.
I'm familiar with that one, yeah. Lots of good stuff in there.
But first things first, some people might be thinking, email. Really, isn't that a bit old school in the age of TikTok and all that?
I get it. Social media is shiny and new, but email lists, they're like that reliable friend who always has your back.
Exactly. You own that connection. You're not at the mercy of some algorithm deciding who sees your stuff.
Right. Direct line to your audience.
Better conversion rates, too.
Absolutely. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
So the blogwidow.com post really hammers home the importance of the lead magnet, which makes sense. People are more careful than ever about handing over their email addresses.
Oh, for sure. It's not enough to just say sign up anymore. Got to offer something enticing, something valuable.
So what kind of lead magnets are actually working in 2025? I'm curious to hear your take on this.
Well, ebooks and guides are still popular, especially if they're super in-depth and solve a specific problem.
People love a good checklist too, right?
Oh, yeah. Those are always a hit. Actionable, easy to implement. You give someone a checklist, and they feel like they're making progress instantly.
The blog post also talked about offering exclusive content like webinars or behind-the-scenes peeks.
Exactly. That feeling of exclusivity can be a big draw. It's like being part of a VIP club.
Okay, but have you noticed any shifts in what's working, compared to even a year or two ago?
What's really interesting is that we're seeing a move towards hyper-niche lead magnets. So instead of a generic ebook on, say, photography, it's more effective to offer something super specific, like the ultimate guide to nighttime smartphone photography, or 5 tricks to editing food photos, like a pro.
Wow, I see what you mean. It's about really drilling down into your audience's very specific interests.
Right. Tailor-made solutions, not one-size-fits-all. People appreciate that.
So you've got your killer lead magnet ready. Step 2, according to the blog post, is making sure your website is set up to capture those precious email addresses.
Your website is your home base, right? Got to make it easy for people to find that signed up button.
The blog post talks about exit intent pop-ups.
Oh, yeah, those can be effective if they're done right.
For people who haven't encountered these, can you explain how they work?
Basically, it's a little window that pops up right when someone's about to leave your site.
Ah, I've seen those.
Yeah,
Last-ditch effort to snag their email before they disappear.
precisely. A little bit of urgency there.
I get it. But I also feel like they can be a bit annoying if they pop up too soon.
Timing is key, definitely. Don't interrupt someone the second they land on your site.
Yeah, let them browse a bit first. Show them you're not just after their email address.
Right, build a little trust first.
Okay, so exit intent pop-ups can be cool, but they're not the only option. The blog post also mentioned those opt-in forms you often see in the sidebar or footer of a website.
Those are good for consistent visibility, kind of like a welcome mat, always there if someone decides they want in.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then there are landing pages. The blog widow post calls them laser-focused conversion zones.
Oh, yeah, love a good landing page. They're streamlined, no distractions, just a clear path to joining your list.
Like a VIP entrance.
Exactly. No waiting in line.
One more thing before we move on from website optimization, and it's something the blog post really stressed: mobile responsiveness.
Oh, it's huge in 2025. Can't emphasize that enough.
So many people are on their phones these days.
All the time. So your forms have got to be designed to look good and function perfectly on any screen size. If someone has to zoom in and struggle to tap those tiny boxes.
They're going to bounce.
Yep. Frustration leads to abandonment. It's all about user experience these days.
All right, let's move on to social media.
Still a major player,
Yeah.
for sure.
Huge. But how do we use it strategically to grow our email list? Any tips from blogwidow.com that stood out to you?
I think the biggest takeaway is don't treat social media as a replacement for email marketing. Use it as a tool to drive people to your list.
I like that. So it's not about building a massive following on Instagram or TikTok. It's about using those platforms to funnel people towards your email list.
Right, where you have more control and can build deeper long-term relationships.
It's about showcasing your awesome lead magnet across your social channels.
Yes. Make it visually appealing. Write compelling copy and tell people exactly what they'll get when they sign up.
You're basically running a mini ad campaign for your email list.
Precisely. And don't underestimate the power of visual platforms like Instagram and TikTok.
Oh yeah, stories, reels, short videos, those are perfect for grabbing attention and highlighting the benefits of joining your list.
You can even do fun things like polls or quizzes to spark curiosity and get people interacting.
The blog post also mentioned Facebook groups. Are those still relevant for list building in 2025?
Definitely, especially if you're active in groups that are closely aligned with your niche. It's a chance to build relationships, demonstrate your expertise, and subtly position your lead magnet as a valuable resource.
So it's not about spamming people, it's about being a genuine contributor to the community.
Exactly. Provide value, answer questions, be helpful. Then, when you mention your email list, it feels like a natural extension of the value you're already providing.
Okay, makes sense. Now, blogwidow.com also touched on paid advertising like Facebook and Instagram ads.
Paid ads can definitely be a powerful tool for accelerating list growth.
It's about getting in front of people who might not find you organically.
Exactly. And the beauty of platforms like Facebook and Instagram is that you can get incredibly specific with your targeting. You can target people based on their interests, demographics, behaviors, and even the pages they like.
It's laser focused, not just a shot in the dark.
Exactly. You can reach the people who are most likely to be interested in what you have to offer. And you can track your results very closely to see what's working and what's not, which allows you to refine your strategy and maximize your return on investment.
So paid ads, definitely worth considering if you're looking to give your list growth a boost.
For sure, especially if you have a solid lead magnet and a clear understanding of your target audience.
Now, I'm excited to dive into a strategy that's always intrigued me. Webinars and live events. They might seem a bit old school in the age of on-demand everything, but there's something about the live experience, that immediacy.
You're so right. That feeling of connection, the Q&A, the real-time interaction, it's powerful.
The Blog Widow post highlighted webinars as a fantastic way to generate leads.
They can be. But you got to have a strategy.
Okay, so how do you make sure a webinar actually translates into email signups?
Well, first, you've got to pick a topic that your target audience is actually craving to learn about. Something that addresses their pain points, their burning questions.
So not just something you find interesting, but something that really resonates with your ideal subscriber.
Exactly. And of course, you've got to promote it effectively. Social media, your website, email blasts to your existing list.
Yeah.
Get the word out there.
Build that anticipation.
Exactly. And when people register, make it clear that they're signing up for your email list in the process. No surprises.
Transparency is key.
Always. And then during the webinar, deliver amazing value, answer those burning questions, make it interactive. You want people to walk away feeling like, wow, I'm so glad I joined this person's email list.
And don't forget about those who missed the live event.
Yes. Replay access is a great way to extend the value of your webinar and capture leads even after the live event is over.
Brilliant. And you can collect even more email addresses in the process.
Exactly. Create a landing page specifically for the replay, promote it across your channels. It's a win-win.
I love that. So webinars, definitely valuable tool in the 2025 email list building toolkit.
For sure. Done right, they can be incredibly effective.
All right, let's talk about something that really excites me. Referral programs. I love the idea of leveraging word-of-mouth marketing to grow your list organically.
Referral programs are fantastic because they tapped into that inherent trust we place in recommendations from people we know.
It's that social proof. If my friend recommends it, it must be good.
Exactly. And it incentivizes your existing subscribers to become your biggest advocates.
What kind of incentives are we talking about?
Lots of options. It really depends on your audience and your brand. Exclusive content, early access to new products or features, discounts, gift cards.
So it's about understanding what motivates your audience, what's valuable to them.
Exactly. And the great thing is, there are platforms like Viral Loops and UpViral that make setting up and managing referral programs super easy.
So they handle all the logistics, the tracking, the rewards distribution.
Yep, it's like having a referral program on autopilot.
Nice. Makes it much more manageable.
Absolutely. Frees up your time to focus on other aspects of your business.
Okay, let's talk about something that's been gaining a lot of traction in recent years. Collaboration. I'm fascinated by this idea of leveraging the power of influencers and industry experts to grow your email list.
It's all about tapping into the trust and credibility that these individuals have already established with their audiences.
So how do we do that effectively? What are some specific strategies from blogwidow.com?
Well, one strategy that's been around forever, but is still incredibly effective, is guest blogging.
Ah, good old guest blogging. You're basically borrowing someone else's platform to reach a new audience.
Exactly. Write a high-quality post for a relevant website, demonstrate your expertise, and include a clear call to action to join your email list.
Simple but effective.
It can be. And then you've got influencer marketing, which has become huge in recent years.
So, partnering with people who have a large following in your niche to promote your lead magnet or co-host a webinar.
Exactly. It's a way to tap into their audience and leverage their credibility.
And it doesn't have to be a mega celebrity with millions of followers.
Nope. Micro-influencers, those with smaller but highly engaged followings, can be just as effective, if not more so.
Interesting. What about podcast interviews?
Podcasts are a fantastic way to reach a targeted audience that's actively seeking out information and entertainment. You can share your expertise, tell your story, and naturally weave in a call to action to join your list.
It's a subtle but powerful way to connect with new people.
Exactly. And podcast interviews often have a long shelf life, meaning people can listen to them weeks, months, or even years after they're published.
I love that. It's evergreen content.
Exactly. Keeps working for you over time.
Okay, let's talk about something fun. Contests and giveaways. Everyone loves free stuff, right?
And yeah, who doesn't love a good giveaway? But to be effective for list building, you need a strategy.
I get it. It's not just about throwing random stuff out there and hoping for the best. What are the keys to running a successful contest or giveaway that actually boosts your email list?
Well, first of all, choose a prize that your target audience actually wants. If your audience is mostly interested in healthy living, don't give away a gaming console. Give away a year's supply of organic smoothies or something.
Makes sense. Align the prize with your audience's interests.
Exactly. And then promote it like crazy. Don't just announce it on your website. Tell everyone, social media, email blasts, partner with other brands.
Partnerships.
Mhm.
That's a great way to expand your reach.
Definitely. Look for brands that complement your own but don't directly compete with you. For example, if you sell yoga mats, you might partner with a brand that sells yoga apparel or meditation apps.
So you're tapping into each other's audiences.
Precisely. It's a win-win.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about the long game. The role of SEO and content marketing in building a sustainable email list.
Right. We've talked about a lot of short-term tactics for rapid list growth, but true, lasting growth comes from attracting the right people organically.
So it's not just about chasing quick wins. It's about building a solid foundation for long-term success. But how do SEO and content marketing fit into this picture?
Well, it all starts with creating high-quality content that provides genuine value to your target audience.
So think blog posts, articles, videos, infographics,
Right.
anything that educates, informs, or entertains your audience.
Exactly. And to attract the right people to that content, you need to optimize it for relevant keywords. What are people searching for online? What questions are they asking? What problems are they trying to solve?
So it's about understanding how people are using search engines and creating content that aligns with their needs and interests.
Precisely. And when you create high-quality content that's optimized for those relevant keywords, you increase your chances of ranking high in search engine results pages, SERPs.
So when people search for information related to your niche, your website is more likely to show up.
Exactly. And then once they're on your website, you can entice them to join your list with a compelling lead magnet or a well-placed opt-in form.
It's a virtuous cycle. Great content attracts visitors. Visitors become subscribers.
And subscribers become loyal customers.
Speaking of search, what about voice search? I know more and more people are using voice assistants like Siri and Alexa to search the web. Do we need to be optimizing our content for voice search as well?
Absolutely. Voice search is becoming increasingly important, and it's all about understanding how people speak naturally. Think about the questions people might ask using their voice.
So instead of just focusing on keywords like best email marketing software, we might also target phrases like, "Hey Siri, what's the best email marketing software for small businesses?"
Exactly. It's more conversational, more question-based.
Interesting. It's like we need to be thinking about how people actually talk, not just how they type into a search bar.
Precisely. And that brings us to content upgrade.
Oh yeah, those little bonuses that entice people to join your list. Like,
Think checklists, templates, worksheets, resource guides, anything that complements your blog post and provides extra value. For example, if you're writing a blog post about 10 tips for writing effective email subject lines, you could offer a downloadable checklist of power words to boost your email open rates.
it's like a little reward for signing up.
Exactly. Content upgrades are a fantastic way to incentivize email signups and provide immediate value to your subscribers.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive. From lead magnets and landing pages to social media strategies and SEO, there's a lot to consider.
We've only just scratched the surface, but don't worry, we're just getting started.
Stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive, where we'll continue to unpack those email marketing secrets and explore even more strategies for building a thriving email list in 2025.
It's going to be good. You know, it's fascinating as we're talking about all these tactics for list growth. It strikes me that there's a common thread running through all of them.
Oh, I'm intrigued. Tell me.
It's all about respecting your audience's time and attention. You know, in
Yeah.
2025, people are just bombarded with information from all sides.
It's true. It's overwhelming.
It is, and they're becoming much more discerning about who they let into their inboxes, and rightfully so.
It's like you're being invited into someone's inner sanctum. You got to prove you're worthy of that space.
Exactly. So whether you're crafting a lead magnet, designing a landing page, or writing a social media post, it all comes down to providing genuine value.
You know, that's something the blogwidow.com post really emphasizes, that even in the pursuit of fast list growth, authenticity is key.
It's so true. It's better to grow slowly with engaged subscribers than to amass a huge list of people who never open your emails.
Quality over quantity. Always. It's about building a house on a solid foundation, not just a flimsy structure that's going to crumble.
Well said. Now, speaking of building a solid foundation, I think it's time we talk about segmentation. The blog post touched on this briefly, but it's such a crucial topic. It deserves a deeper dive.
Okay, segmentation. I've heard the term, but I'm not sure I fully grasp the concept. Can you break it down for us?
In a nutshell, segmentation is about dividing your email list into smaller, more targeted groups based on shared characteristics.
Okay, so instead of blasting everyone with the same generic email,
Right. You can tailor your messages to specific segments, making them more relevant and engaging.
I see. So for example, we could segment based on demographics like age, location, interests, or even past purchase history.
Exactly. The more you know about your subscribers, the better you can tailor your emails to their specific needs and preferences.
It's about creating a more personalized experience, which leads to stronger relationships.
Precisely. And stronger relationships lead to higher engagement and conversions.
Okay, this is making me rethink my whole email strategy. It sounds powerful, but also a bit daunting. How do we actually go about segmenting our list in a practical way?
Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it might seem. Most email marketing platforms have built-in segmentation features that make it super easy.
So you can create segments based on a wide range of criteria. And I'm guessing you can even automate the process.
Absolutely. You can set up rules that automatically add or remove subscribers from segments based on their behavior or preferences. It's a huge time saver.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So technology can definitely help streamline the process. But I imagine it's still important to have a clear strategy for segmentation.
Oh, definitely. You need to think about your business goals, your audience's needs, and how you can use segmentation to achieve both.
It's like planning a tailored marketing campaign for each segment of your audience.
You got it. Each segment should have its own unique set of needs and interests, and your email should reflect that.
Okay, segmentation makes sense. Now let's talk about another topic that the blog post briefly mentioned, automation. I'm always intrigued by anything that can save me time and make my life easier.
Automation is a game changer in email marketing. It allows you to set up systems that automatically send emails based on specific triggers or actions.
So you can essentially nurture those relationships on autopilot.
Exactly. One of the most common examples is a welcome sequence, which is a series of emails that automatically get sent to new subscribers when they join your list.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like giving them a warm welcome and introducing them to your brand.
Precisely. And you can use automation for so much more than just welcome emails. You can also send abandoned cart emails, post-purchase follow-ups, birthday messages. The possibilities are endless.
It's like having a virtual assistant working 24/7 to keep in touch with your subscribers.
Exactly. Automation takes care of the repetitive tasks so you can focus on the big picture strategy.
But with all this automation, do we risk losing that personal touch, that human connection that makes email marketing so effective?
That's a valid concern, but the key is to use automation strategically and to always keep your audience in mind.
So don't just set it and forget it.
Right. Regularly review your automated sequences, make sure the messaging is still relevant and personalized whenever possible.
So it's about finding that sweet spot between automation and personalization.
Exactly. You want to leverage the power of technology without sacrificing the human touch.
And I imagine it's still important to send regular broadcast emails in addition to automated sequences.
Absolutely. Broadcast emails are those one-off emails that you send to your entire list or specific segments to share important updates, promotions, or just connect with your audience on a more personal level.
So automation isn't meant to replace all other forms of email communication. It's meant to enhance them.
Exactly. It's a tool that can help you nurture relationships more efficiently and effectively, but it shouldn't be the only tool in your arsenal.
Okay, I'm getting a much clearer picture of how automation can fit into a holistic email marketing strategy.
Mhm.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that's always on my mind, measuring success. How do we actually know if our email marketing efforts are paying off?
That's a great question. It's essential to track your metrics to see what's working, what's not, and where you can improve.
So what are some of the key metrics we should be keeping an eye on?
Some of the most important metrics include open rates, click-through rates, conversion rates, unsubscribe rates, and spam complaints.
So it's not just about the size of our list, it's about how people are interacting with our emails.
Exactly. A large list with low engagement is far less valuable than a smaller list with high engagement.
Quality over quantity. Once again, I know you're a data nerd, so I have to ask, what are some of the latest trends you're seeing in email marketing analytics?
One trend that's really exciting is the use of artificial intelligence to analyze email data and provide insights.
AI in email marketing.
Wow.
That sounds futuristic.
Right.
Tell me more.
AI-powered tools can analyze vast amounts of data to identify patterns in subscriber behavior, predict future actions, and even personalize email content in real time.
So it's taking personalization to a whole new level.
Exactly. AI can help you send the right message to the right person at the right time based on their individual preferences and behaviors.
It's like having a mind-reading email assistant.
Huh, kind of. And it's already making a huge impact on email marketing results.
This is incredible. It seems like email marketing is constantly evolving and becoming more sophisticated.
It is, and that's what makes it so exciting. There's always something new to learn and experiment with.
Speaking of experimentation, the blogwidow.com post mentioned interactive email content as a growing trend. What exactly does that entail?
Interactive content is all about making your emails more engaging and memorable. It's about going beyond just static text and images and creating an experience for your subscribers.
So think polls, quizzes, animated GIFs, embedded videos, even gamification elements.
Exactly. It's about making your emails more dynamic and interactive.
I love that. It's like bringing your emails to life.
Yeah.
But we need to make sure that all these bells and whistles don't come at the expense of accessibility, right?
Absolutely. Accessibility is crucial. You want to make sure your emails are usable by everyone regardless of their abilities.
So we need to be mindful of things like font sizes, color contrast, alt text for images, and keyboard navigation.
Exactly. Luckily, there are tools and best practices available to help you create interactive email content that is both engaging and accessible.
That's good to know. Okay, so we've got all these cool new trends emerging. But at the end of the day, email marketing is still a business. And we need to make sure we're doing things by the book, legally speaking.
Ah, yes. Legal compliance is not the most glamorous topic, but it's absolutely essential.
So what are the key things we need to be aware of to ensure our email campaigns are squeaky clean?
First and foremost, you need to obtain explicit consent from people before adding them to your email list. No sneaky tactics or buying lists.
Absolutely. It's all about respecting people's privacy and their right to choose whether or not they want to receive your email.
Exactly. And once they're on your list, you need to provide a clear and easy way for them to unsubscribe. No hiding the unsubscribe link in tiny font at the bottom of the email.
Make it easy to say goodbye if they want to.
Exactly. And speaking of data privacy, you need to be very careful about how you handle your subscribers' personal information.
Data privacy is a huge concern these days.
It is. And there are laws and regulations in place to protect people's data. You need to make sure you're compliant with all the relevant regulations in your industry and your geographic location.
It sounds like consulting with a legal professional is a good idea.
It can be, especially if you're dealing with sensitive data or operating in multiple jurisdictions.
Okay, legal compliance checked.
Okay.
Now let's talk about something that can make or break an email campaign: deliverability. What's the point of crafting amazing emails if they end up in the spam folder?
You're absolutely right. Deliverability is crucial. It's the key to getting your emails seen and read.
So what factors affect deliverability?
One of the most important factors is your sender reputation. This is essentially a score that email providers like Gmail and Yahoo use to determine whether your emails are trustworthy or not.
So it's like a credit score for email marketers.
You could say that. If you have a good sender reputation, your emails are more likely to land in the inbox. If you have a poor sender reputation, your emails are more likely to end up in the spam folder or worse, get blocked altogether.
So how do we build and maintain a good sender reputation?
It all starts with following email marketing best practices. Obtain explicit consent from subscribers, provide a clear unsubscribe option. Avoid using spammy tactics like all caps or excessive exclamation points, and make sure your emails are properly formatted.
So it's about being respectful, professional, and playing by the rules.
Exactly. And it's also important to monitor your bounce rates and spam complaints.
Bounce rates and spam complaints. Those sound like bad news.
They can be. High bounce rates indicate that your emails are not being delivered, which can damage your sender reputation. Spam complaints are even worse, as they signal that your subscribers are finding your emails unwelcome or annoying.
So we need to keep a close eye on these metrics and address any issues promptly.
Absolutely. And it's worth investing in a reputable email marketing platform that has a good track record of deliverability.
Speaking of email marketing platforms, there are so many to choose from. How do we know which one is right for us?
That's a great question. There's no one-size-fits-all answer, as the best platform for you will depend on your specific needs, budget, and goals.
So what are some of the key factors we should consider when making this decision?
First and foremost, think about ease of use. You want a platform that is intuitive and easy to navigate. Even if you're tech-savvy, you don't want to spend hours figuring out how to use the software.
Makes sense.
What else? Features, obviously. Different platforms offer different features. So think about what features are essential for you. Do you need advanced automation capabilities? Do you need detailed analytics? Do you need integrations with other tools?
It's like choosing the right car. You need to think about your needs, your budget, and your desired features.
Exactly. And just like with cars, you should test drive a few different platforms before making a decision. Most platforms offer free trials so you can get a feel for how they work before committing.
Great advice. Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked, incredibly important: mobile optimization.
Yes. Mobile optimization is crucial in today's mobile-first world. More and more people are checking their emails on their smartphones, so your emails need to look good on all devices.
Absolutely. We don't want our emails to look all jumbled and distorted on a tiny screen.
Exactly. You need to make sure your emails are responsive and mobile-friendly. This means using a single column layout, clear and concise language, large font sizes, and plenty of white space to make your emails easy to read on smaller screens.
So it's all about creating a seamless and enjoyable experience for mobile readers.
You got it. Now let's shift gears and talk about something a bit more fun: email design. How can we make our emails visually appealing and engaging?
Okay, email design is important. I want my emails to look professional and reflect my brand, but I'm not a designer, so where do I even begin?
Don't worry, you don't need to be a design whiz to create beautiful emails. There are plenty of tools and resources available to help you.
So what are some basic principles of good email design?
Well, first and foremost, you want to use clear headings and subheadings to break up the text and make your emails easier to scan.
People are busy. They're not going to read a wall of text.
Exactly. Bullet points are also great for highlighting key takeaways and making your emails more scannable.
And white space is important too, right?
Absolutely. Whitespace gives your emails room to breathe and makes them less overwhelming to the eye.
So it's not about cramming as much information as possible into every email. It's about creating a visually appealing and digestible experience.
Precisely. And don't forget about images. Images can add a lot of visual interest to your emails, but make sure they're high quality and relevant to your message.
And optimized for mobile devices.
Oh, yeah. That's crucial. You don't want your images to take forever to load on a smartphone.
So it's all about finding the right balance between visuals and text and creating an email design that is both beautiful and functional.
Exactly. Now let's talk about the heart of any good email: the content. What are some tips for writing engaging email copy?
Okay, this is where I sometimes struggle. I want my emails to be informative and engaging, but I don't want to bore people to death.
I hear you. The key is to write in a conversational tone and focus on providing value to your subscribers.
So write like you're talking to a friend, not giving a lecture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And always keep your audience in mind. What are their interests, their pain points, their motivations?
So tailor your message to resonate with them.
Precisely. And don't be afraid to inject some personality into your writing. Let your brand voice shine through.
Make it sound human, not like a robot.
Exactly. People want to connect with other people, not with faceless corporations.
Okay. So we've talked about design and content. Now let's talk about a powerful tool that can really elevate our email marketing storytelling.
Storytelling. Storytelling is a fundamental human need. We're wired to connect with stories.
It's how we make sense of the world, and it's how we connect with each other on a deeper level.
Exactly. And when you incorporate storytelling into your email marketing, you can create more engaging and memorable experiences for your subscribers.
So instead of just bombarding people with facts and figures, tell them a story that will resonate with them emotionally.
Exactly. Use stories to illustrate your points, highlight customer testimonials, or simply share your own personal experiences.
Stories make your emails more relatable and human.
Precisely. And speaking of human connection, let's talk about personalized video email marketing. This is a trend that's really taking off.
Personalized video in email. That sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
It's about using the power of video to create a more personal and engaging experience for your subscribers. You can use video to welcome new subscribers, deliver personalized messages, provide product demos, or even just say thank you.
I could see how that would be more impactful than a plain text email.
Mm.
But isn't it difficult and expensive to create professional-looking videos?
It used to be, but nowadays there are plenty of user-friendly video creation tools available that make it easy to create high-quality videos, even if you're not a tech wizard.
So there's no excuse not to give it a try.
Exactly. And the results can be amazing. Personalized videos have been shown to increase open rates, click-through rates, and conversion rates.
Okay, I'm sold. Now let's talk about another trend that's been making waves: gamification.
Gamification is all about making your emails more fun and engaging by incorporating game mechanics like points badges, leaderboards, and other elements that tap into our natural desire for competition and rewards.
So it's like turning email marketing into a game.
Exactly. You can use gamification to encourage subscribers to open your emails, click on links, make purchases, or refer their friends.
It sounds fun.
Mhm.
But how do we make sure it doesn't come across as gimmicky or annoying?
The key is to use gamification strategically and make sure it aligns with your brand and your audience's interests. Don't just throw in random game elements for the sake of it. Make sure they're relevant and add value to the user experience.
So it's all about being thoughtful and intentional.
Exactly. Now let's talk about a topic that's often a source of anxiety for email marketers: A/B testing.
A/B testing. I've heard the term, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. Can you enlighten me?
A/B testing, also known as split testing, is a method of comparing two versions of an email to see which one performs better. You create two versions of an email with one key difference, like the subject line, the call to action, or the email design.
So you're essentially running a little experiment.
Exactly. You send each version to a random sample of your subscribers and then track the results to see which version gets higher open rates, click-through rates, or conversions.
And the winning version becomes the champion.
Precisely. A/B testing allows you to continuously optimize your email campaigns based on data rather than guesswork.
I love that. It takes guesswork out of email marketing.
Exactly. It's all about making data-driven decisions.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in terms of strategies and tactics. But what about the challenges? What are some of the biggest challenges that email marketers face in 2025?
One of the biggest challenges is staying ahead of the ever-changing landscape. Technology is constantly evolving, consumer behavior is shifting, and new regulations are emerging all the time.
It's a fast-paced world.
It is, and it can be tough to keep up.
Oh,
But it's also what makes email marketing so exciting.
I get it. It's a challenge, but it's also an opportunity.
Exactly. Another challenge is information overload. There's so much data available these days, it can be overwhelming to know what to focus on and how to use it effectively.
Analysis paralysis.
Exactly. You need to be strategic about your data analysis and focus on the metrics that matter most to your business.
And of course, there's the ongoing challenge of standing out in a crowded inbox. With so many brands vying for attention, it can be tough to get your emails noticed and opened.
That's a big one. You need to create compelling subject lines, provide valuable content, and build strong relationships with your subscribers so they actually look forward to hearing from you.
So it's all about creating a remarkable email experience that stands out from the noise.
Precisely.
Hmm.
Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked but incredibly important: building a strong brand voice.
Brand voice. I love that. It's about giving your brand a personality.
Exactly. Your brand voice is the unique tone and style you use in your communications. It should reflect your brand's values, personality, and target audience.
So it's about being authentic and consistent in your messaging.
Exactly. And your brand voice should be evident in all your marketing materials, including your emails.
So if our brand is playful and fun, our email should reflect that. If our brand is more serious and professional, our email should have a more formal tone.
Exactly. It's all about finding the right voice that resonates with your audience.
Now let's talk about something that's a bit more controversial: the use of emojis in email marketing.
Emojis. Emojis can be a great way to add personality and visual interest to your emails, but they can also be risky.
So it's a double-edged sword.
It can be. You need to be careful about how you use them.
So what are some best practices for using emojis in email marketing?
First and foremost, know your audience. Are they the type of people who would appreciate emojis in their emails? Or would they find it too casual or unprofessional?
So context matters.
Absolutely. You also need to be mindful of your brand voice. Do emojis align with your brand's personality?
And if you do decide to use emojis, use them sparingly. Don't overdo it.
Exactly. One or two well-placed emojis can add a touch of personality. But too many emojis can make your emails look cluttered and unprofessional.
Okay, so emojis in moderation. Now let's talk about a topic that's often a source of confusion, the difference between email marketing and marketing automation.
People often use these terms interchangeably, but there is a distinction.
Okay, help me understand the nuance.
Email marketing is a broader term that encompasses all aspects of using email to communicate with your audience. This includes sending newsletters, promotional emails, transactional emails, and more.
So it's the big umbrella.
Exactly. Marketing automation, on the other hand, is a more specific subset of email marketing that focuses on automating repetitive tasks.
So things like welcome sequences, abandoned cart emails, and birthday messages.
Precisely. Marketing automation is all about using technology to streamline your email marketing efforts and make your life easier.
I love that working smarter, not harder. Now, with so many email marketing tools and platforms available, it can be tough to know where to start. What are some key things to keep in mind when choosing a platform?
The most important thing is to find a platform that meets your specific needs and budget. There are platforms for every size business and budget, so do your research and compare features, pricing, and customer support.
And don't be afraid to try out a few different platforms before making a decision.
Absolutely. Most platforms offer free trials, so you can get a feel for how they work before committing.
Great advice. Now let's talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. GIFs. I love a good GIF. But are they appropriate for email marketing?
GIFs can be a fun and engaging way to add some personality to your emails. But just like with emojis, you need to use them sparingly and strategically.
So not too many GIFs.
Right. And make sure they're relevant to your message and your brand voice. You don't want to come across as unprofessional or spammy.
Okay, GIFs in moderation. Now let's talk about a topic that's often overlooked but incredibly important, email accessibility.
Accessibility is all about making sure your emails are usable by everyone regardless of their abilities.
Yeah.
This includes people with visual impairments, hearing impairments, cognitive disabilities, and more.
It's about creating an inclusive experience for all subscribers.
Exactly. And it's not just the right thing to do, it's also good for your business.
Ow.
When you make your emails accessible, you're expanding your potential audience and demonstrating that you care about all your customers.
That makes sense. So what are some things we can do to make our emails more accessible?
There are a lot of things you can do, but some of the basics include using sufficient color contrast between text and background, providing alt text for images, using clear and concise language, and structuring your emails in a logical and easy-to-follow way.
It sounds like there's a lot to consider.
There is, but luckily there are plenty of resources available to help you make your emails more accessible.
Good to know. Now let's talk about something that can be a real pain for email marketers. Spam filters.
Spam filters, the bane of our existence.
So what can we do to avoid getting caught in the spam filter?
The best way to avoid spam filters is to follow email marketing best practices. This includes obtaining explicit consent from subscribers, providing a clear unsubscribe option, avoiding spammy tactics, and using a reputable email marketing platform.
So it's all about being a good email citizen.
Exactly. And it's also important to monitor your email metrics, such as bounce rates and spam complaints. If you see any red flags, address them immediately.
Okay, so be proactive and stay on top of things.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about email list hygiene. What is that exactly and why is it important?
Email list hygiene is all about keeping your email list clean and up to date. This means removing inactive subscribers, bounced email addresses, and spam traps.
So it's like spring cleaning for our email list.
Exactly. And just like spring cleaning, it's something you should do regularly to keep your list healthy and performing at its best.
What are the benefits of maintaining good email list hygiene?
Good email list hygiene can improve your deliverability rates, reduce your spam complaints, and help you focus your efforts on the subscribers who are actually engaged with your content.
So it's a win-win for everyone.
Exactly. Now let's shift gears and talk about something that's always exciting, new, and emerging technologies. What are some of the latest advancements that are shaping the future of email marketing?
I'm always eager to hear about the latest and greatest in tech. What's on your radar?
One of the most exciting developments is the rise of artificial intelligence. AI in email marketing. AI can be used to personalize email content, automate tasks, and even predict subscriber behavior.
It's like having a super smart virtual assistant for your email marketing.
Exactly. And AI is only going to get more sophisticated and powerful in the years to come.
So it's a trend worth watching, for sure.
Huh.
What else is new and exciting in the world of email marketing?
Another technology that's worth keeping an eye on is augmented reality, AR.
AR. That's the technology that overlays digital content onto the real world, right?
You got it. And it has the potential to revolutionize email marketing. Imagine being able to send emails that allow subscribers to virtually try on clothes or see how furniture would look in their homes.
That's incredible. It sounds like science fiction, but it's becoming reality.
Yes. It is, and it's just one example of how technology is transforming the email marketing landscape.
So it's an exciting time to be an email marketer.
It definitely is, and the future looks bright for those who are willing to embrace new technologies and adapt to the ever-changing needs of their subscribers.
Well said. Now let's talk about a topic that's often a source of confusion: the difference between email marketing and social media marketing.
They're both important channels for reaching your target audience, but they serve different purposes.
So help me understand the key differences.
Email marketing is more about direct one-to-one communication. It's a way to build relationships with your subscribers and nurture them over time.
So it's more like having a conversation.
Exactly. Social media marketing, on the other hand, is more about broadcasting your message to a wider audience. It's a way to generate awareness and build brand visibility.
So it's more like shouting from the rooftops.
You could say that both channels have their own strengths and weaknesses, and they can be used effectively together as part of an integrated marketing strategy.
So it's not about choosing one over the other. It's about using them both strategically to achieve your marketing goals.
Precisely. Now let's talk about something that can be both a blessing and a curse: pop-up forms.
Ah, pop-up forms.
Yeah.
They can be so annoying. But I know they can also be effective for capturing email addresses. What are your thoughts?
Pop-up forms can be a great way to grow your email list, but you need to use them carefully. If they're not done right, they can be intrusive and annoying and drive people away from your website.
So what's the key to using pop-ups effectively?
Timing is everything.
Yeah.
Don't bombard your visitors with pop-ups the moment they land on your website. Wait until they've had a chance to browse your content or are about to leave.
So be respectful of their time and attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And make sure your pop-ups are visually appealing and offer a clear value proposition. Don't just ask people to sign up for your email list. Tell them what they'll get in return.
So give them a reason to say yes.
Exactly. Now let's circle back to a topic we touched on earlier: email list segmentation.
Okay, segmentation. Why is it so important, and how do we actually do it?
Segmentation is essential because it allows you to send more targeted and relevant emails to your subscribers, which can lead to higher open rates, click-through rates, and conversions.
So it's about sending the right message to the right people at the right time.
Exactly. To segment your email list, you need to collect data about your subscribers, such as their demographics, interests, purchase history, and website activity.
Once we have that data,
You can use your email marketing platform to create segments based on that data. For example, you could create a segment of all subscribers who have purchased a certain product, or all subscribers who have visited a certain page on your website.
so we can slice and dice our list in a variety of ways to create highly targeted segments.
Precisely. And the more targeted your segments, the more relevant your emails will be.
Okay, I'm starting to see the power of segmentation. Now let's talk about another topic that's crucial for email marketing success: deliverability.
Deliverability is the ability to get your emails delivered to your subscribers' inboxes. It's essential for any email marketing campaign.
So what are some of the things we can do to improve our deliverability rates?
There are a lot of factors that affect deliverability, but some of the most important include using a reputable email marketing platform, maintaining a clean email list, avoiding spam trigger words, and following email marketing best practices.
So it's a combination of technical factors and content factors.
Exactly. You need to make sure your emails are technically sound and that your content is engaging and relevant to your subscribers.
Okay, I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about interactive email content again. I'm really intrigued by this trend. What are some specific examples of how we can use interactive content to make our emails more engaging?
The possibilities are endless with interactive content. You could use polls to gather feedback from your subscribers, quizzes to test their knowledge surveys to collect data, or even animated GIFs and embedded videos to add some visual interest.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
It can be, and it can be very effective for boosting engagement and conversions.
But we need to be mindful of accessibility, right?
Absolutely. When creating interactive content, make sure it's accessible to people with disabilities. This includes providing alt text for images, using clear and concise language, and ensuring that all interactive elements can be accessed using a keyboard.
Accessibility is so important. We want everyone to be able to enjoy our emails.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Now let's talk about a challenge that many email marketers face, email list churn.
Churn. That's the rate at which people unsubscribe from our list, right?
Exactly. And it's inevitable to some extent. People's interests change, the inboxes get full, and sometimes they just don't want to receive your emails anymore.
So how do we minimize churn and keep our subscribers engaged?
The best way to reduce churn is to send high-quality emails that your subscribers actually want to receive. Make sure your content is valuable, relevant, and engaging. And don't be afraid to experiment with different types of content to see what resonates best with your audience.
So keep things fresh and exciting.
Exactly. You should also pay attention to your email frequency. Don't bombard your subscribers with too many emails or they'll be more likely to unsubscribe.
Find that sweet spot.
Right. And make sure your emails are mobile friendly. More and more people are checking their emails on their smartphones, so your emails need to look good on all devices.
Nodal optimization is key.
Absolutely. And finally, don't forget about the power of personalization. Use your subscribers' data to tailor your emails to their individual needs and interests.
Personalization is so powerful. It shows your subscribers that you care about them and that you're not just sending them generic mass emails.
Exactly. And it can make a big difference in your open rates, click-through rates, and conversions.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into email marketing. What are some of the key takeaways that our listeners should remember?
Email marketing is a powerful tool for building relationships with your audience and driving sales. But it's not a magic bullet. It takes time, effort, and a strategic approach to be successful.
So don't expect overnight success.
Right. But if you're patient and consistent, you can achieve amazing results with email marketing.
And don't be afraid to experiment and try new things.
Exactly. The email marketing landscape is constantly evolving, so it's important to stay up to date on the latest trends and best practices.
Continuous learning is key.
Absolutely. And most importantly, remember to have fun. Email marketing should be enjoyable. If you're not enjoying it, your subscribers will be able to tell.
Well said. I think that's a great note to end on.
I agree.
Okay, so we've covered lead magnets, landing pages, all kinds of strategies. But there's one element that's, I think, absolutely critical to email marketing success.
Couldn't agree more. It's like the make or break moment, that split second where someone decides.
To open or not to open.
Exactly, the subject line.
The dreaded subject line.
It's so small, but it holds so much power.
It really does. And I think it's something a lot of people struggle with, right?
Yeah.
What makes a subject line truly clickable in 2025?
It's a good question, and the answer, like everything in email marketing, is it depends.
Of course. But there have to be some guiding principles, right? The blogwidow.com post, they had some interesting insights there.
Oh yeah, for sure. One thing they emphasize, and I totally agree with this, clarity trumps cleverness.
I like that. Explain.
People are busy, their inboxes are overflowing, they don't have time to decipher some cryptic subject line.
They want to know what they're getting into right away.
Exactly. So instead of trying to be super witty or mysterious, just tell them what the email's about.
Plain and simple. So instead of something vague like, you won't believe this.
Which could be about anything.
Exactly. You'd go with something more like 3 proven tips to organize your desk.
See? Clear, concise, you know exactly what you're getting.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
What else? What other subject line wisdom did blogwidow.com impart?
They talked about personalization, which I think is still super relevant in 2025. But you got to be smart about it.
I've seen personalization go wrong. It can feel very forced.
Right. It can't just be slapping someone's name in there and calling it a day. You got to go deeper. Use their past behavior, their interests, make it truly relevant to them.
So, for example, if someone has shown an interest in, let's say, sustainable fashion, you could mention that in the subject line.
New arrivals in sustainable denim, just for you. Or something like that.
I see. It feels personal, but not creepy.
Right. You're not just using their name, you're showing them you understand their preferences.
Okay, I'm getting this. Now, emojis. Thoughts. Blogwidow.com seemed to think they're still a thing in 2025.
Emojis are tricky. I think they can work, but you got to be very careful.
I agree. It depends so much on your brand.
Exactly. If you're a very buttoned-up corporate brand, emojis might not be your vibe. But if you're a playful lifestyle brand, a well-placed emoji can add a little personality.
It's about knowing your audience.
Definitely. And even then, don't overdo it. 1 or 2 emojis, max.
Less is more.
Always. And the final point blogwidow.com made about subject lines, which is an old classic but still works.
Hit me with it.
Urgency and scarcity. People are more likely to open an email if they feel like they might miss out on something.
That FOMO is real.
It is. So phrases like limited time offer or last chance to register, those can be effective.
But again, don't overuse them.
Right. You don't want to cry wolf all the time. If everything is urgent, nothing is urgent.
So true.
It's about strategically using those tactics when there's a genuine time limit or a limited quantity available.
So there you have it, folks. The art and science of the email subject line distilled into a few key takeaways.
And don't forget, the best way to find out what works for your audience is to test, test, test.
A/B testing, we talked about that.
Exactly. Try different subject lines, different approaches, and see what gets the best results.
And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive. We've covered so much, from the very basics to the nitty-gritty details.
It's been a whirlwind, but a fun one.
It really has. Email marketing, it's a constantly evolving landscape, and it can feel overwhelming at times.
Absolutely. There's always something new to learn, new technologies emerging.
But the core principles, that connection with your audience, providing value, building relationships,
Yeah.
that never changes.
So well said. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about showing up consistently and trying your best.
Exactly. So to our listener, we hope this deep dive has armed you with the knowledge and the inspiration to grow your email list and make meaningful connections with your audience. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.